Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another lesson with our fantastic teacher, Jack Stockton. It means a lot to see you again, to know that you're choosing to spend this time to start your morning with all of us. Of course, members of the class who can only watch by replay are equally important members of the class, but to have you here with us live is very much appreciated. It's so nice feeling like we're all getting to know each other. Um, let's see, we have some relatively new members of the class, as we always do, but just a quick request. The regulars will know this already. If you run into any tech trouble, don't leave that in the chat where it can distract from the learning. Instead, just wait a second to see if the audio or the video smooths itself out. If it doesn't, you can refresh the web page or just close the website and re-enter from the email that I was sent to you, that was just recently sent to you. If none of those things work, you might see a support widget in the bottom left corner of this page, or you can reply to any of the emails that I send you from LearnBridge Online, and you'll reach me personally and privately, and that way I can help without us slowing down the proceedings. I'm starting the recording now so that this lesson, like all of the lessons, will be added to the lesson library, which of course you can always access from the class page, along with the lessons from the improvers class, or even if you want to browse through the beginners classes that Jack teaches. All of those lessons are there for you in the lesson library. Speaking of the lesson library, the recording is active. So those of you watching this lesson through the recording, thank you guys for being part of the class. Thank you guys for leaving your questions and comments for Jack on the class page. And thanks for your emails that you send in to me at hello@learnbridgeonline.com. I always love hearing from you all. I think that is all the housekeeping. Let's get to it. I hope it sounds like, we have folks joining from literally all over the world. So wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. Let's call our teacher on up to the stage.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday morning, but it's a good start to the week, isn't it, to have a bridge lesson?
Oh, good. We're this weekend. I felt like we started seeing the first hints of coming spring, which is always a nice feeling.
It's nice, Bashir. There's crocuses, out on the stray here in Harrogate. The daffodils are not quite out yet, but you can see the green shoots. So hopefully spring's not too far away. But over here in the UK, I think we've got a cold week to deal with, and there might be some snow knocking around.
Oh my gosh, another snow. All right, well, to you and everyone, stay warm. Luckily, we have some bridge to learn, and we can put it to use throughout the week. And spring is just around the corner, so we'll get there. But Jack, over to you so that we can enjoy what we came here for.
Yes, were you going to tell the class about to log on early next week?
Very good. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, so next week's lesson, same time, same place, but we're inviting the Wednesday improvers next week to join us on Monday. So it might be a slightly larger group than usual. So what I would just ask, if you are able, please just plan on arriving a little bit early, maybe 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early. We'll have more people than usual. If you come early and you run into any trouble, it'll be easier for me to be able to help you in. So if you're able, you can arrive a little bit early. If you're watching by replay, don't worry about it. No difference to you. All right, Jack, over to you.
See you on the other side. Thank you, Bashir, for your cheery introduction, everyone. And good morning if you're watching in replay as well. So it might be good afternoon or good evening. Let me press the right button. There's one button. And let's press another one to bring you. We are putting it all together, yes. Correct, Maz. The Wednesday class isn't happening next week because I'm away. So we're combining everyone into the Monday for a nice, jolly session. Yeah, but Bashir will tell you about that. And I'll tell you about that on Wednesday. It's happening this week, the Wednesday class, just a week on Wednesday. It's not. No, I've changed my mind, Nikki. We were doing no Trump overcalls, but because we're combining the class next week, it's more sensible to have the putting it all together this week. You've done 5 lessons worth, so it's the normal time to have putting it all together. And then next week, we'll be doing no trump overcalls. Okay, just to be clear. Right, let's get going with putting it all together. So we review lessons, I think it's the last 5 weeks. So things like losing trick count, card placing, etc. Yeah, oh, we're straight onto the first hand. Why not? Let's get down to business. We just press the right button again. There we go. So here's one I prepared earlier. And you can all see it. It's a 1 spade opening from east. South makes a normal 2-heart overcall. What does North bid, everyone, know? What have they got? 10 points? What's their best bid, do you think? If you're watching in replay, you can press the pause button if you want. And nice to have Roz back in the live class as well. Morning, Maz, Didi, Sue, and Robin. Well done. I'm already impressed by your answers. Arthur, good morning. Say hello to Joy. Yeah, it depends on your methods, but most of you in the intermediate class will play the unassuming cubit. So if you've forgotten it, there's your get out of jail free. We'll use it early. Probably the most forgotten about convention of all, because I think it's quite rare, the unassuming cubit. I don't think it comes up very often. So people do forget to do it. But here we go, 2 spades. I'll even alert it. Only for the overcalling side, by the way. Yeah, so 10 plus points and 3 or 4 card support for spades. Perfect. East passes with a minimum hand. It would be unwise to come in now on their own. South, what do they do next with their 14 points? Yeah, you could count your losing tricks. Yeah, you could count losing tricks. That's one way of doing it. You could just do it on point count. You know, partner's got 10 points or more. You've got at least 24. But you can do losing trick count, Peter, as well. 6 loser handers South. An unassuming cubit promises where you expect 8 losing tricks for 10 points. But either way, we're going to 4 hearts. Good. So a good little recap on the unassuming cubit there. Opening lead is partner's suit, the top of a doubleton. Right, let's not play this hand too quickly, because never play too quickly at trick 1. I do keep saying it, but I think it's the most important expression in bridge. Because A, it's time to plan the hand, whether to draw trumps or not, counting losers. And B, you know, it's sometimes essential to play the right card from dummy at trick 1. Not so important here, but can we count the losers, everyone? How many losers have we got, do you think? Let's just do that. That's something I like to do in high-level contracts. I'd say 4 level and above. I wouldn't bother doing it at the 2 level. It'd be too difficult. But how many losers have we got? Probably. Taking into account the ace, king of diamonds are probably in separate hands. And let's say hearts divide 2-1, by the way. Yeah, let's hope for a good heart break. So let's say we're not going to lose any in hearts, unless we're very unlucky. Well, all good answers, Julie B. Jane 735. Not to be confused with Jane 736, by the way. Robin, Valerie, Ingrid, Scotty. Morning, Scotty's down the road from me in Harrogate. Yeah, it's 4 losers. I would expect to... What kind of suit? Here's another question, just whilst we're on it. What kind of suit is the diamond suit, do you think? What's it known as in bridge terminology, the diamond suit, specifically? We'll give you a clue in a second. What do you think? I'll give you a clue. Yes, it's something to do with being cold, which it might be. I think it's due to be -6 on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, well done. No, frozen is the right answer. You're well done if you spotted that frozen suit. Because actually end play is all about spotting frozen suits. So I've made my plan. Have you made yours? Let's have a look. A mildly encouraging 7. I'm going to unblock the ace of clubs now. But what do you think my plan's going to be here? That's the final question, actually, for the moment. I'm going to draw trumps. Yeah, because there's no reason not to. I've got so many of them. But what am I planning to do you think? Because if I play diamonds myself, I'm probably going to lose 3 tricks and a spade to go 1 down. What kind of strategy am I going to do? Cross rough won't work, no. Is there a way, what I'm kind of thinking to myself is what I would love to do is get the opponents to play diamonds for me. In which case, if I get the opponents to play diamonds for me, I'm only ever going to lose 2 tricks. Ever. You know, not 3. So, and I've got a certain loser here, haven't I, in spades. So those in replay, you get a bit longer to press your pause button. And then play is difficult. You know, it's normally the domain of the club expert, but hopefully I've opened it up a bit more to the intermediates and improvers. Yeah, so why not rough out the clubs first? It's not going to give us extra tricks. There we go. Definitely not going to give us extra tricks, roughing in the long hand. We know that. But it is going to set up an end play situation. Club. But we must create a void in both hands in clubs to make this work. So the queen is played. And you see now, we found ourselves in a very good situation, Michael and Francis and Sue. Manjit's got a bad connection. Oh dear, Manjit, you're a bit like that. I think the others are okay, Manjit. Elaine, Anne, Julia, Gerald, good morning. Been on many of our holidays. Hi, Gerald. Yes, what do we do now, though, everyone? We've got into a very good position. We've drawn trumps. We've created the void in clubs. What do you think we do now? So remember the end play. Generally draw trumps, create the void in both hands. And the final stage of the end play is the exit card. It's often called end play and elimination. Yeah, why don't we exit with a spade? Is this hand replayable? Yes, it is actually, yes. You can have a go at this one yourself later via BBO, playing out the cards yourself. Yeah, look what happens. So they are now end played east. If they play a card, a black suit, a spade or a club, we get a rough and a discard. Watch. Rough and a discard, and the diamond loser goes away. So in reality, they're probably going to switch to a diamond, hoping partner's got king, queen. But no. They have to take the ace king, of course. And then we make our queen of diamonds. Either way, you know, it's win-win, whether they play a spade or a club or a diamond. Now we've got winning trumps. To make our contract. Yeah. There we go. Well done, everyone. Good advice, which I followed. It was a joint effort. So we bid and made 4 hearts using the unassuming Q-bid. Very useful in the bidding. And it is an end play is very satisfying, Jane Catherine, yes. The most satisfying thing as declarer, probably. Throwing in the opponents. Squeezes are satisfying too. What more can I say? Yeah, we managed to get them to play diamond horse. Even if you don't do a full end play sometimes, you get 2/3 of the way. Just by putting the opponents on lead, you'll find they often do the wrong thing and give you a trick. Here, of course, it was 100% guaranteed that you were going to make the contract, whoever had the ace and king of diamonds. Right, let's move back to the slides. Morning, Charles, Beetle, Vicky H, Sally, Jan, good morning. Let me just take you back. There you go. So that's what we did. Draw trumps most of the time, making sure there's at least 1 trump left in either hand. Eliminate, create a void in both hands, either by roughing or by playing outside suit winners. We rough 2 clubs in our own hand. And then finally exit with a loser. Okay, so we have a leading problem now, something we did the other day, leading against no trumps. What would be your best lead there to 3 no trumps? If you're watching in a replay, what would you do? The opponents a bit clubs and hearts. Of course, on the putting it all together, you get a summary of each lesson as well in the worksheet. Well, obviously a diamond, but which one? Is it the 5 or is it the jack? Well, I have to say, this is one that many bridge players get wrong. That's why I'm giving it to you as a problem now. But this is the broken sequence, if you like. Or you could call it an internal sequence. King, Jack, 10. Yes, Cynthia, Anne, TJ, Sally AD. Yeah, you should lead the jack. Yeah, well done in the chat box. Most of you led the jack, some led the 5. It'll save you losing a trick cheaply to the 9 of diamonds. And look, there are some other broken sequences as well. These are quite, yeah, they are more difficult. They are in the small print. King, Queen, 10x, you should lead the king because you've got the 10. Queen, 10, 9x. Yeah, they always promise the honor below. And in these situations, the honor, mostly the honor above, not always. Ace, Queen, Jack, X, you lead the queen, etc., etc. Even Queen, Jack, 9x. Against no trumps or trumps, you should lead the queen. Yeah, that 9 is an important card. Okay, well, there's a little reminder on broken sequences, as we call them. Okay, back to the bidding. You're the first to bid. You've got 4441. The dreaded 4441. No one likes it. And you got 12 points. What do you do with that? Morning, Nikki. Louise, hello. Louise and Didy used to come to my Helmsley classes. Lovely market town in North Yorkshire. Yeah, I do miss them. Well, a little bit. I'm not huge amount. I miss meeting the people. I don't miss driving an hour, taking half an hour to set up my bridge tables and everything, and being on my feet 8 hours in the day. Jimmy, yes, well done. Some of you fell into my trap. Look, we haven't had a trap for a while, but you fell into it. You climbed out again, luckily. But yeah, 4441, 12 points. The teacher's advice is to pass. Yeah, you're best off out of it. 4441 hands, they're difficult to bid. Actually, they're difficult to play as well. So you can always come back in later with a takeout double if the opponent's bid spades. Well done, those who passed. Commiserations, those who fell into my trap. I mean, if you were going to open that hand, you would open 1 heart of the suit below the singleton, but pass is best. Good. Let's move on. Even if you're last to bid, Jane, yes. Yeah, especially without the spade suit. If it went pass, 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 I would definitely, yeah, without the spade suit, I would definitely pass with that. Straight onto the second hand. On BBO, one I prepared earlier for you. There we go. Luckily, it's a comfy trap, Jane. Yes, there's no spikes or anything in the trap. There's pillows, mattresses. Yeah. So it's a 1 heart opening. East passes. South bids 1 spade. Fairly normal. Would you bid anything with the west hand? Is the question there. Would you bid again with the west hand or would you pass? What have we got? 16 points. Nice hand. Good morning, Tim. Joe Q. Sam, of course, morning. Not so many captions today, Sam, and they're putting it all together. Annie E, Jean S, Sandra, Laura. Yes, is there a way that you could show a shortage in spades and ask partner to bid again, do you think? A number of you have spotted it. Where do you play your bridge, Peter A? I was just wondering. I don't see your name on around the club circuit. Maria. Yeah, it's what we call the reopening double, this one. But 100% for takeout because partner's passed. So you're short in space. Partner, please bid. I know you haven't got much, but we might well have a fit, which in fact they do. East-West have a fit in clubs. So well done if you made your, yeah. North, what do they bid, if anything? Only 5 points. What does North bid after the 1 spade overcall? I see, Peter, you're exclusively online. Okay. A lot of people do, yeah, just play online now with their bridge. Some do a mix of the two, and some just play face-to-face, yeah. So there's a mixture. The club numbers are coming back, I think. Slowly but surely. Well done. It's level of the fit, isn't it? Yeah, 4 card support, 0 to 9 points. Yeah, just spoiling. Anything more from South? Does South bid 4 spades or do they pass? Amanda's bidding 4 spades, as is Alison. Oh, B, morning B. Your stone's throw away from me, probably. Amelie, Juliet. Yeah, of course. Because you've got the extra spade, you see. You know you've got 10 spades between you. So you bid up to the level of the fit. Good. Well, I'm looking at this hand. And, yes, well, probably 2 diamonds to lose. And a heart. Maybe a spade. Okay, Rolene. Yeah, sorry about your bad connection. These things happen with Wi-Fi. Elaine, it's level of the fit. You need to look at that lesson that we did. Bidding to the level of the fit. 0 to 9. You just bid to the number of cards you've got as overcallers. Right. So I've made my plan. What are we thinking about? What am I thinking about here? Well, first of all, what does East do? What card does East play as third player? Which one does East? Do they play low or do they play the ace? Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen quite a lot of players when they play this set hand face to face, they play low and the singleton king wins. Look, this is wrong, by the way. Look what happens. It's called singleton king wins. So do look at that. It's nearly always right when partner leads a queen here to put the ace on it, because otherwise you might lose to a singleton king. Well done, Robert and Sue, Rolene, Louisa. And clearly, what do they do next? Which card would they switch to? Or which card would they play at trick 2, everyone? As East. Well, there's no point continuing hearts because you know that Declare has got a singleton. So we normally switch to dummy's weakest suit, don't we? 10 of diamonds promising the 9. Good. Yeah, most of the time we switch to dummy's weakest suit. And we might as well put the king on just in case East had the ace. But no. Here come the diamonds. Another one. Which we rough. Okay. Now try and block out the East-West cards. Just look at that spade combination. 6 to the ace-queen, opposite 4 to the jack-9. How would you normally play that combination? Or how would you play it here, let's say? Which card am I going to play next as South? Sorry, we as a joint effort. Which card are we going to play as South? Out of those 9 remaining. I have to tell you that normally, with 4 spades to the jack opposite 6 to the ace-queen, the odds would favour the finesse. But remember, we did a lesson on card placing, didn't we? Just a reminder, get out of jail free maybe. We did a lesson on card placing. Now let's have a look back to the bidding. I can click on this here to remind me that West opened 1 heart. And East passed. East has 0 to 5 points. Is it possible, here's the question, for East to have the king of spades? Is that possible? Answer yes or no. Let's do that. Can East have the king of spades? Bearing in mind, yeah, so answer yes or no. Maybe or unlikely is not an option. Did you remember, well done Sam Manners, at trick 1, East played the ace of hearts. Therefore, they cannot have the king of spades. Well done if you spotted that in replay as well. Yeah, that there's no point finessing. So for that reason, everyone, we are going to play the ace of spades. Our only hope here is that West started with a singleton king of spades. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I know Bashir is too. Because if it's king X, we're going one down. But luckily, yeah, the bridge gods are on our side. Well spotted, Arthur and Ros, yeah. Draw the last trump. Over to the ace of clubs to unblock it. Ruff a heart, get back to hand. Okay, it's all going quite well so far. We know also that the king of clubs is with West for our card placing skills. Which card am I going to play next? From Declarer. Yeah, the queen of clubs. Good. No, hearts aren't any good to us here, Sam. Actually, no. Good try, but no, the hearts are no good. We haven't got time to set them up. But look, the queen of clubs, what we're going to do now is a roughing finesse. If West was to play low, then we discard a heart. Okay? In practice, they would probably cover with the king. But it's called a roughing finesse. Yeah, we have done one or two before. So they cover with the king, but we rough it. Back to hand. Well, queen of clubs, so we can do our roughing finesse, Louisa. Now the jack of clubs is a winner. Crucially, a heart goes away. And we can rough the last club on the dummy. But we did need to take that roughing finesse because we didn't have enough trumps to rough out 3 clubs. Oh, there we go. Well done, everyone. 4 spades bid and made. Using card placing. 2 crucial things we had to do there. One, we had to work out that West had the king of spades. Therefore, the finesse wasn't going to work. And secondly, we had to take the roughing finessing clubs to establish a club winner. Yes, that's why. Good answer, Maz, to Louisa. Yes, we played the queen of clubs to promote the jack. Good. Roughing finesse. So, tricky hand to play. I imagine if you played that at your local club duplicate, many would be 1 or 2 down. And as Sam says, only 20 combined points, Sam. Yeah, no distribution was on our side there. It was a very good hand for the level of the fit. Good. Let's take you back to the slides for a bit more question and answer. So back to the bidding here. I've opened 1 heart. Over to you as South. You've got 10 points. What's your best bid with that? You're watching in replay. Morning, Amanda. Maria's in Spain. These Beatles still in South Africa, I think. Nikki, good morning. And our Charles, yeah. We should be using losing trick count. We're unbalanced and we've got 4 card support. Yeah, so we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the answer. Look, 7 losing tricks. We bid 4 hearts. Juliet, change your mind just in time. Juliet, you just got in there. Well done. 7 losers. You assume 7 for North for the opening bid of 1. It's 14. Take away from 18, 4 hearts. Good. The crucial thing there is not to mention clubs as well. Remember, always support with the 4 card major straight away. Morning, Helen. And Debs, hi. Okay. Well, a little taster for next week. 1 heart, North's overcalled 1 no trump, which I would play as 15 to 18 on the intermediate channel. Bad luck, LP. Your caution didn't pay off here. No, losing trick count really is the Bible, up to and including game level. What's our best bid here is South. We're responding to North's overcall of 1 no trump, which I would play as 15 to 18. 15 to 19 is too wide a range for intermediates and advanced players. Do you bid at all? Only 2 points, no chance of game. Shall we have a look? Caroline from London. Robert and Sue. Cynthia, yes. You should definitely play. Transfers and Stamen are on after an overcall of 1 no trump. Or an overcall of 2 no trumps. Yeah. So 2 clubs here would be Stamen. 2 hearts is a transfer. Yeah, 0 plus points. Good, well done if you remember that. That's it. Transfers are still on, Peter, so 2 hearts there. To show 5 spades. Partner bids 2 spades and then you pass. Good, well done if you remember that. That's what putting it all together is all about. Reminding you of the more difficult points from the last 5 weeks, not the easy ones. I try and pick out the things you're more likely to forget or to have forgotten. So let's find a lead, shall we? 1 no trump is the contract. You've got to find a lead from that motley collection. What's your best lead there? To 1 no trump. Busy day this morning. I've had to take the car to the garage. Hopefully that won't be too expensive. And then bridge this afternoon. Yeah. And a lesson after this at 11 o'clock, actually. We've got the beginners. Well, they're now improvers, really. A good question from Jimmy. He wants to know if there's a minimum point count for Stamen. Well, yes, Jimmy, when partner overcalls 1 no trump, the minimum point count would be 7. Yeah, it's different than when you open 1 no trump. After a 1 no trump overcall, Jimmy, a 0 to 6 you would pass. 7 plus you can use Stamen. Good question from Jimmy there. The points do change. Now, what are you all leading? Well, bear in mind, against 1 no trump, you try and make a safe lead. Yeah, I try not to lead from a broken 4-card suit if I can. I definitely lead a 5-card suit. But if there's a good alternative, I'm going to prefer a safe lead here. Because actually leading from 4 to the jack or 4 to the queen is quite dangerous. So well done if you chose the 10 of clubs. A number of you did. Congratulations. It's a very safe lead from 10, 9, 8. Yeah. By the way, I would always lead from a 5-card suit against 1 no trump or 3 no trumps. Yeah, that's for sure. But occasionally, if you've got a good alternative here, then that's a better thing to do. Well done. We can move on. Yeah, as I say, often leading from a broken suit like that will give declarer a trick. Four-card suit with 2 honours, Sue. Yeah. Well, even if I had 2 honours here, Sue, I still would go for the club from 10, 9, 8. Such a safe lead. You've got plenty of time in 1 no trump to gather tricks. Generally against 3 no trumps, though, Sue. If it was 4 cards with 2 honours, that'd be okay. Generally, leading out the ace Erica would give a trick to declare as king. Yeah, so I would be avoiding the ace of diamonds. Here's another one. 4, 4, 4, 1. You've got 14 points. What do you open with that one? Yeah, even from 3 little clubs, Ingrid. Yeah, 3 little ones. I'll still lead a middle up down club. Mud. Yeah, from 9, 7, 2 there on that hand. Marion P, good morning. And Singleton Diamond, isn't it? Well, as you know, I would like as you know by now, I like the simple approach to teaching bridge. And it's the way I play as well. I'm quite simple at heart. I don't like complications. And I just like suit below the singleton. You know, it's been with me 40 years. And that's one club, isn't it? All we can say. Keeps the bidding nice and low. Partner will inevitably come back one diamond. And then we mention the major. Problem is, if you open a major here, you know, some of you opened a heart and partner bids 2 diamonds, you're really stuck for a rebid. Really stuck. You'd probably have to bid 2 no trumps, promising 15 or more points. Okay. Suit below the singleton, 1 club. Okay, let's have a little look at this. 1 heart with your 14 points. Partners bid 1 spade. What number of spades do you bid here as opener now? How many losing tricks have we got? 5. Yeah. Ace of spades, king of hearts, ace of clubs, ace, queen, arms. 1 or 2 of you out there on replay or in the live lesson might still be struggling with the losing trick out if you're new to it. It's the hardest thing I teach. So, you know, don't worry. So, you know, it takes sometimes quite a few people a few weeks or months to get used to it. So 5 loser, north. This is what people often get wrong. It's 9 losers because they might only have 6 points. You know, some people think it's 7. No, that's an opening hand. So 9 and 5 is 14, Gerald. And that leaves us with a 4 spade bid. Okay. Well done. Most of you went 4 spades. Good. Let's play the 3rd hand on BBA. Here it is. Here it isn't. Right. West is the dealer. That's a pass. Always 4 cards for Carol for losing trick. And it doesn't work with 2 or 3 cards. They just bid normally. Well, this is interesting, everyone. Should we open 1 spade or should we pass? Can be right to pass in 4th seed. What do you think? Should we open a spade here or should we pass? Can I introduce to you, I have talked about it briefly before, the rule of 15. The rule of 15 is when it's gone pass, 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 and you're the last person to bid, you apply the rule of 14. So you add your points, total points, which here is 12, to the number of spades in your hand. So you've got 12 points and 5 spades. That comes to 17. So you pass the rule of 15, you can and should open 1 spade. Tempting to double with the West hand, but you've effectively only got 9 points, really. So even second time round vulnerable, I would pass with that. Sam likes the rule of 15. Yeah, there'll be more information on it online. Google rule of 15 at bridge. I don't have any notes on it for more information and examples. Only in spades, Peter. Yes, it's the number of spades you've got. The logic behind it is because if you don't own the spade suit, you know, if you don't have spades, the opponents get together in spades and get a good contract. That's the logic. I've just explained it to you, Sam. Yeah, it's like a bit of a cheat sheet, Sue. Yeah, 4th in hand. So it'll be new to quite a few of you, the rule of 15. Now we're talking about South, Nikki. Yeah, only applies to the 4th player when it's pass, pass, pass. Rule of 15. So, for example, if you only have 12 points and 2 spades, adding up to 14, you would pass. You need to own the spade suit. What does North bid, everyone? They've got 10 points. No, it doesn't apply to hearts, Louise. No, you must have the spade suit. Rule of 15 applies to anything, but literally you just add your total points to the number of spades you've got. Not hearts, not diamonds. There's more information online if you want, for sure. I hope you're not using the losing trick count as North, because you're balanced. Well done, you use point count. 10 to 12. Clearly here it's 10 to 11, by the way, because North passed first time. Yes, but the rule of 20, Laura, doesn't work in fourth seat. You should do the rule of 15. The rule of 20 doesn't work in the fourth seat. Yeah, rule of 15 is better. But if it's going over your head, rule of 15, let it waft over like the warm breeze that is currently in my room. And South, do they bid 4 spades or not? What do you think? If you're watching in replay, would you pass or would you race the game? We've only got 12 points. You should, of course, be using the losing trick count. You've got an unbalanced hand. And I'm counting 6 losers. 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 2 spades. So I'm 1 better than you said I assumed I was. I've got 6 losers, not 7. So raised to 4 spades. Jack's favourite lead, ace to ace king. Thank you, partner, for the dummy. And there's a few gaps, aren't there? We've got 2 diamonds to lose, 1 or possibly 2 hearts, and the spade suit to think about. There's lots to think about in this hand. I don't think it's going to be easy. Well, I don't quite understand your question, Sam. Can you rephrase it, maybe? Yeah, so yes, the jump in the suit, sorry, 3 spades would be 8 losers, yeah. A 1 spade, 3 spade, it would be 8 losers. I think I do understand your question. Right, let's get going. I've made my plan. I'm thinking about the bidding. Here's a clue, look. Ooh, well, there hasn't been any bidding, but there's been a bit of passing going on. Maybe that might be a Sherlock Holmes clue for later. We'll come back to that. Right, which diamond does East play, do you think? Or don't you think it matters? Even I say it myself, quite instructive hands today. Well, that's the idea. That's why I try and get them for you, to make them instructive. I missed your question, Sue. If South had 12 points, but 5 clubs. Yes, we always open the longer suit first, Sue. Yeah, length before strength, always. The 5 card comes before the 4 card. Yeah, happy to help you out. Yeah, well done. I'll just throw the 10 to make it look as though I might have a singleton. Well done. 9 encouraging there, everyone. Continue with the king. And the queen, which I ruff. Okay, so we've got some decisions to make here in the spade suit. It's clearly right to draw trumps. Then we've got a decision to make in the heart suit. We've got one of those awkward 50-50 king-jack guesses from the dummy. But first of all, I'm going to draw trumps. Sorry, we're going to draw trumps. Which spade do I play first, do you think? The king or the 4? Or don't you think it matters? I'll give you a clue. You do need to retain the finesse position, Sam. Yes, well pointed out. So if you start with the king, I'm afraid that scuppers your finesse position. So it's essential to play the 4. And I'm sure you all noticed the queen of spades popping up from west. Yeah, well, what do you think about that? Not looking at the east-west cards, are you going to now put in the 10 of spades, or are you going to hope they're 2-2 and play the king? What do you think's best? He could be sneaking. It's perfectly possible, Sam, that West has got the queen and the jack of spades. Correct. But put your money where your mouth is. Do you think it's better to finesse now? Oh, hello, Hiccup. Hiccup's back in town. Charles, Helen, JB. Hi, JB. I try and say hello to as many of you as possible in the live chat box. Yes. Principle of restricted choice. When the queen pops up there, it's 2 to 1 more likely that the missing honor, the jack, is with East. And we'll actually keep a club, actually, same length as dummy. Yeah, of course, Sam, we would have lost a trick had West had the queen and the jack of spades, but that would only happen 1/3 of the time. Now, Charles, it's not a marked finesse, no. A marked finesse is one you know is going to win 100%. Good question, but that's not a marked finesse because it might have lost if West had the queen, jack of spades. Yeah. Now, marked finesse is really when someone's shown out of a suit and you know it's going to work. No, that was just a normal finesse using the principle of restricted choice. Okay, good. Well, that was useful. And we retained the finesse position. Those who started with the king of spades, I'm afraid, would always have lost a spade trick there. Now we must play a heart. Let's play out the clubs first, just in case anything useful comes up. Doesn't do us any harm, does it? Let's play out clubs first, making sure we end up in the wrong hand, the right hand, of course. Now, we've got that crucial guess. Do we play? Remember, I'm only looking at the north-south cards. Do we play the king or the jack? You might think it's 50-50. Is it? Why? If you're playing the jack of hearts, why? Do you know where the ace of hearts is? I think Gerald might do. And others. Should we just look at the bidding again? It was pass. This is a lot more difficult card placing when there's passes, by the way, just so you know. It's much easier when someone's bid positively. But when it's pass, because you have to count West's points. And West has already played out the ace, king of diamonds. And they've got the queen of spades. So that's 7 points, 9 points. Can they have the ace of hearts as well? Remember, they passed as the dealer. They didn't bid. Quite difficult, that, isn't it? When it's I think that's the hardest thing of all. When it's pass, and you have to work out that they haven't got an opening hand. Good brain training, though. Yeah. We'll ward off the Alzheimer's in future years. I hope it will anyway. It's been medically proven in Florida. Right, so for that reason, there's no point playing the king. We can try the jack. Yeah, it's hard in real life, Sam and Sue, yeah. Sam, yeah, only in situations like this, Sam. Yeah, I'm only doing it occasionally. I'm not doing it the whole time. My brain would ache. Yeah, so no, only occasionally when it comes to a king-jack guess. Loses to the ace, and now, of course, we make the king. So another interesting card play. You can play the 10 or the 7, makes no difference, Rob and Sue. 4 spades bid and made. Again, 2 crucial decisions in the spade suit. Principle restricted choice, and then that crucial decision in the heart suit as well. I mean, if you weren't bothering to count the points or forgotten, you'd play low to the jack because, you know, mostly that's the normal thing to do. Right, let's take you back for some more question and answer. Again, we got an overcall of 2 no trumps on this one. Practicing for next week. What do you bid with that one with 9 points? Partners overcall 2 no trumps. I'd be expecting 15 to 18 there. Yep. Remember, statement and transfers are on after. You should agree with your partner. Only takes a second, but you know any experienced player would play statement and transfers on. So that's it. 3 clubs. Well done. Asking, really showing about 8 or more points here. Beetle, it's all that sun. It's gone to your head. Yeah. You must have 4 hearts here, clearly. Good. Oh, should we have another lead? Problem. 1 club. Your partner East has overcalled 1 spade and South's gone straight to 3 no trumps. Point count for 2 no trumps after week 2, 15 to 18, Sue. Sue, exactly the same as after an overcall of 1 no trump. Yeah, 15 to 18. 19 or more, I'd start with a double. What's our lead here? Partners overcalled. Look at the bidding. The clue is in the bidding, of course. Yeah, well done. Some of you fell into my trap. No names mentioned, but possibly beginning with the letter A. We don't like to name and shame on this online. Students have a habit of not coming back. There we go, partner suits, low for like, to keep them in a good mood. Not the king. If you had a doubleton, king X, yes, the king. But 3 to an honour, low for like. It's not always the highest of partner suit. That's a little bit yesterday. Yeah, 2 of spades, not middle up down either. Middle up down only applies with 3 little cards. From an honour card, lead low for like the 2. Just to be clear. Often leading a king of spades there will give a trick away if the Clara started with 3 to the queen. Good, low for like, 2 of spades. What's our rebid here with 4-4-4-1? We've got 15 points. 1 heart. We've opened the suit below the singleton. Partner's come back a spade. What's our rebid here, do you think? With 15 points. Back to the 4-4-4-1. Yes, Cynthia, in no trumps, ace XX, you still lead a small one. But in trumps, Cynthia, if you had ace XX, you would lead the ace because you don't want to lose to a singleton king. Good. Well, yes, basically when you're 15 points or more, you pretend you're balanced. Rebid 1 no trump. Good. 15, 16, playing traditional methods. Another one for you, 13 points. Do you pass or bid 4 hearts? 1 heart, 3 hearts? Using the losing trick count, you're unbalanced with 4 card support, clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losers, isn't it? Yeah, so you're 1 better. That's the easiest way of doing it, to say you're 1 better than you were expected. Well done, Roz, back in the live lessons, JB. Yeah, you're pretty good at your losing trick count in the live chat box. I'm not sure about those on replay. If we only have 7 losing tricks, we'd pass. Let's just take you on to the 4th hand. We've got time for the 4th hand. Let's see where it is. In the bank. There we go. And 13 points. So, well, it's super low the singles, and I'm sure you're going to bid 1 club. East has to pass with their balance 13. 1 no trump would be 15 to 18, of course. South bids 1 diamond. North bids 1 heart. South bids 2 diamonds. I'm sure you all would. Anything more from North then? So I think the bidding's fairly straightforward so far. And anything more from North? Would North pass or would they bid again? Yes, Monday's my busy day, but definitely I think morning bridge lessons are the way forward. You've got the coveted 9:30 Monday morning slot. Actually, the improvers have got Wednesday morning at 9:30 now. That's another good slot. I used to have 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, which is kind of middle of the day. It didn't really suit so well, I don't think. Didn't suit me so well. And I don't think it suits the viewers. I think it's nice to have a morning lesson. And you've got the rest of the day to go out and do other things. So yes, it's interesting. I'm glad I asked the question. I think you need to interpret the 2 diamond bid, first of all. It's a 6-card suit or more, but it's a weak hand. So it's 6 to 9 points. Do you need to get out of jail free? Bridge prison is still overcrowded. I paid it a visit last week. The inmates were very pleased to see me. I handed out a few get out of jail free cards to them as I went round visiting. And some are in there for quite a long time, actually. This one person's in there for 5 years. They led away from an ace and overcalled on a 4-card suit in the same hand. That was 5 years. No parole. Well, very good discipline if you passed. Yeah. Partner hasn't got 4 spades for sure, and 2 no trumps here. Everyone shows a much stronger hand. Basically, 2 no trumps here, which shows 17, 18 points. Yeah, they're the best off. When your partner's got a weak suit like this, it's damage limitation. Okay, I know you don't have a fit, but when someone's very weak, no trumps don't play well. And this hand would be a nightmare in no trumps. You can't ever set up the diamonds. So when partner repeats a suit like that, most often North should pass. A bit of 2 no trumps here would be 17, 18 points. A much stronger hand. So it's an important point that many of you got wrong, which I'm not surprised about, which is why I asked you the question. But when Sal's shown a weak hand, 6 to 9 points, and a 6-card suit, you're best off leaving them there. Yes, as I've said, if South was stronger, they'd bid 2 no trumps, 17, 18. If South was stronger, if they had 10 to 12 points, so they'd jump to 3 diamonds, which are 10 to 12 points. Okay, so I think it is a good lesson, Ingrid and Vicky and others. Partner's very weak, 6 to 9. If they were stronger, they'd have jumped to 3 diamonds, 10 to 12. Good, well, that is a useful thing. Yeah, they need to jump to show their point count soon. Right, 9 of spades led, partner's suit. Sorry, not partner's suit, top of a doubleton. Best of a bad job. Winning with the king, cheapest of touching honours. Back comes the ace. Efficient defence so far. Partners signified a doubleton, so they come back another spade. Good defence so far. They've taken the first 3 tricks. Okay, let's put ourselves in the shoes of West. What card specifically do they play now, looking at the dummy? Out of the 10 cards they've got left, which one does West play now? Probably didn't notice, but I've got new glasses. I went to Specsavers the other day. And luckily, the cheapest pair in Specsavers for £15 were the ones that suited me best. So, you know, back on the shelf went the £200 Hugo Boss designer glasses. And out came the £15, actually, I got 2 for £30 in the end. But I would never buy designer glasses. I'd lose them. But there you go. I just thought I'd share that one with you. Well, thank you, Sam. Now, what card are we playing, everyone? Oh, Laura's got to go. Bye, Laura. See you next week. Well, we should actually play the ace of clubs to get the signal. Okay? Because what we'd really like is to get possibly, well, we'll see what we'd really like in a second. And what card does East signal with, everyone? What is East signal as third player? Well done, you played the ace of clubs. Specsavers are very happy, Alison, yes. There are about 1 million people in there. Yeah, let's make the clearest possible signal, the 10. High encouraging, low discouraging. So that's basically says I've got the king of clubs. I should probably play low from the dummy, actually. Okay, well, the defense have done very well. Very good. I'm just laughing at Charles's comment. It's good to have a bit of humour, Charles. I do like humour in the chat box, as I do in real life. Now, back to business, Charles. Focus. What does East play next? They've just won the king of clubs. What card does East play next, do you think, having won the king of clubs? Can we find the killer defense? Fun to have a defensive hand, by the way. Now, this is a defensive hand, as you might have guessed. Yes, why not hope for a Trump promotion? Now, Declarer is scuppered. Yeah, if they play the ace of diamonds, then they now lose 2 diamond tricks. So in practice, well, and if they play the queen, that's no good either. They still lose 2 diamonds. So really, all they can do is perhaps play the 8. Overruffed with the 10. And that's 1 down. We can take the diamond finesse to the queen. But we're 1 down. If we go back in time, just to show you, if you'd have roughed in with the queen of diamonds, some of you might have done. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, we're just going back in time. Yeah, roughing with the queen of diamonds does no good either, look. Yeah, again, there's no finesse position now. So we're 1 down. Either way, they get a Trump promotion. So we'll claim 1 down. There we go. Very good defense, though. That'd be a top score, the local duplicate. 2 diamonds minus 1. But well done for staying in 2 diamonds. North-South could easily get out of control on this hand. Yes, we have talked about specs of 4 Beetle a long time in the past. I think we had a vote as to which glasses suited me best. Anyway, we're not going to go down that path again, Beetle, but let's just go back to the slides. It's 10:33 UK time, Bashir. And that's it. We're finished. Thank you for joining us. It was fun. I enjoyed it. You see, I enjoyed it. Bashir enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone, for especially folks who could join us live with your questions and comments. So yeah, just one quick thing. Again, if you're able to attend next week, just come a bit earlier than usual if you're able. That way I'll be sure to be able to assist if you run into any trouble. We'll have a larger group than usual.
Yes, it should be fun. It's going to be a bit of a party next Monday, Bashir. Bringing the improvers in as well. And they're pretty much on the same wavelength as the intermediates. They've done quite a few of the same lessons, so they'll be fine.
We'll have to have, we had a holiday party not too long ago, but we should have parties throughout the year.
Well, that's right, Bashir. There's no reason. You and I like parties, and I know the viewers do as well. So yeah, we should have more parties.
The rule of 15 came up, and Antara, a wonderful member of the LBO team, she recently recorded a short video about it. So I thought I could give them a sneak peek. We haven't shared it with anyone yet. So exclusive to the class, I'll just put a link in here to the chat. So maybe watch it as soon as we all leave the classroom. But there's a sneak peek if you'd like. But if now's not the time, don't worry. It will be sent out to everyone in the next week or so, I think.
Oh, that's good timing, Bashir. I didn't know that the rule of 15 was being covered by one of your teachers. Yeah.
Just by chance.
Yeah, no, Louise likes the rule of 15. Sam likes it. It doesn't come up very often, but it's a useful little gadget. Just before we go, Bashir, so I think everyone knows next week it's no Trump overcalls. We're going to look at that and typically how you respond to it. If anyone wants a bonus lesson, I know we did it quite recently, but if anyone's still really rusty, there's 4441 on Wednesday mornings at 9:30.
Oh, very good. Yeah,
another live lesson. So if you're really struggling still with 4441, I know we have done it in the last few weeks, but they're doing that on Wednesday mornings. And those who are really rusty on double, Bashir, in 25 minutes time, I'm practicing with the beginners, stroke improvers. We're practicing double. So
it's great practice. I'll say, most days I think I've graduated from the beginner level. Sometimes I'm still there, but being able to sit in when I'm able to the beginner level, it's such a helpful review of the fundamentals, returning to the foundation. I really enjoy it and recommend it to anyone who's perhaps interested.
Yeah, I mean, we had one or two, I think, from this class who joined at 11 o'clock, and had a little bonus lesson. And it's, as you say, going back in time is often a good thing to do. So practicing double. Other than that, Bashir, nothing really much more to say. I've enjoyed the recap. A few were thinking it was quite an ironic title, putting it all together. They were wishing they could put it all together. But I think we've done that in this lesson.
Well, these are always fun. Sometimes very challenging. This lesson, like all of them, will be there in the lesson library, along with a worksheet and 2 of the hands, which you can experiment with. I know sometimes it can be tricky seeing it the first time, but use those hands. Try playing through from all 4 hands, just like Jack does, and we can test ourselves that way.
Yes, I mean, especially the first time we played, the end play hand. As you say, Bashir, they can play through that hand on BBO, going through all the cards together. So it's a useful exercise. Sam wants to know, what percentage do you think we know compared to the best players in the world? Sam, that's quite an interesting question. It's one I can't answer. More than 10% though, Sam, yes.
Sam, I love that question. That's a great question.
Yeah, I can't really answer it, but I'd say, Sam, you know quite a lot. Just, I think the experts, the world champions, Sam, it's just that their game is kind of on a higher level. They don't know a huge amount more than you, but they just think out of the box more, and they do play lots of complicated conventions, which don't come up very much. Yeah, but no,
Jack, we better let you get your quick break before the next lesson. So I think we better let Jack go. But thank you everyone for joining, for watching by replay or joining us live. And we'll look forward to seeing everyone next week.
Yes, I'd just like to say hello to Stephanie, because I haven't said hello to Stephanie this morning. As a local. But yeah, thank you for your cheerful introduction and goodbye. Yeah, everyone have a great week. And I may or may not be sitting here next week. I may be somewhere else. I wouldn't like to say.
There's a bit of a cliffhanger for us, Jack.
There's a little teaser, Bashir. Yes. I can't quite say where I might be, but we'll see. It's a cliffhanger.
All right. Come back next week. We'll find out.
We'll find out, yes. I may be packing a suitcase. That's the only thing I can say.
All right. Bye, all. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Bashir. Thanks, everyone. Not the golf course, Louise.